G'day guys and welcome to another episode here on the Centre Bounce for another drive home. Thursday 5:30. Hope you're doing all very well. It's your boy Joe with Big J. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, mate, I am doing well. As everyone would have seen from kind of the title of today's live stream, it's Grand Final edition, Joe. I don't know what's going on, but, mate, I remember Supercoach, I remember AFL back in, February. We started talking about the games. Bloody hell, it's almost October.
Unbelievable. No one can... Where's the season gone, man? I know you're super excited waiting for October to happen, but for me, this is a huge week. I'm going to be absolutely watching the grand final with both eyes glued to the screen. I love me my football, mate. You know me.
Yeah, definitely. I think this year is one of those years where a lot of people are pretty divided. I think if a Geelong came in and they ended up winning last week, maybe a few more people would have picked Sydney. Geelong being a bit older and might not having as strong of a team. But yeah, both teams are pretty evenly matched, man. It's going to be an interesting game.
Oh, Trav, much love, Trav. Go Lions, in Fagan we trust. Look, mate, I am all aboard. I'm all aboard the Lions bandwagon. I want the Lions to win. I've ridden you guys off a number of times during the season, but you've made it to the big dance, showing such incredible character. I can't help but absolutely be wowed. You've got an admirer in me now, and I definitely want you guys to go all the way. Unfortunately, my head is conflicting with my heart, and I am thinking that the Swans are going to win, not because I'm writing you guys off, but because I just think the Swans have had such an easy ride last week compared to you guys. You've had 2 tough weeks back to back, so I think the Swans will be fresher.
Yeah, it's one of those things as well, right? Like each team kind of has a thing that they do really well for both. I think overall, though, I think Brisbane's team dynamic is better. They're just multi-threaded everywhere, right? The only thing that's going to hurt them is no real ruckman because Big O's out this week. So, yeah, kind of a bit different for them. Hopefully, whoever they've got in reserve can actually step up because you'd hate to be that player. I mean, a few of them, Taylor Adams, when he played for Collingwood last year and whatnot as well, you miss out and then it's just that shit feeling, you know? You end up blaming yourself for being you blame yourself for being the reason why, you got kicked out. I wonder if Max Holmes kind of feels that last week when Geelong lost right at the end.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they have a very handy backup in Darcy Fort to come in for the Lions. So the only question is whether or not there's going to be that chemistry between him and the midfielders. He's only played the 2 games with the Lions this year, so it's going to be really interesting to see what type of tactic the Lions go in with. Are they going to be anticipating that Grundy's going to win the hitouts, which means that they should be trying to shark Grundy, or are they going to try and hope that Darcy Fort can hold his own in the ruck and try and win those hitouts? So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, the Swans are going to have no changes made to their side. So they're going to be coming in with no question marks over their heads, whereas the Lions, there's a few more question marks over them. I really hope they can answer them, though, and dispel those issues.
Yeah, I definitely think so as well. It's, I don't know, Lions midfield, I think, beats Sydney's midfield. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, unbelievable. And Tim, thank you so much for your generosity, my friend. Do you think I can pass my L's? Mate, if you can't pass your L's, then it's going to be a lot of trouble. Everyone passes their L's. Don't you worry. Just make sure that you pick the most sensible option every time. You won't go wrong. Your hours of practice, hopefully they're legitimate. Your hours of practice have been not in vain.
You don't have to practice. You just do it.
It's just It's the L. So it's what the multi-choice question, is it?
Yeah, pretty much just a multi-choice or yes, no, true, false type dealio. I'm not sure what state you live in, Tim, but in Victoria, if you fail it, you can just do it again. So you just got to wait 6 hours. I know I do that with a lot of my kids that I work with, and yeah, no dramas there.
No dramas whatsoever. Let's keep scrolling. Can you check my team, my trades? Well, we're not at home at the moment, Tim. So unfortunately, it will be a little bit difficult. Anderson to Ghana, and Campbell to Kangaroo forward, and Hosking to Levy. Should have went Huntington to Eddie instead. Why wasn't you on Monday night? It was no Monday night stream because of the Brownlow coinciding at the exact same time, Tim.
Let's have a break.
Yeah. Just letting people enjoy the Brownlow, watching with their fan channels as opposed to us doing it. G'day, Causa. I'm doing Finn to Matty Gay. Oh, Causa loves Gay as well. Get around us. Anderson to Guerin and Ramos to Dersma. And he kept Gabby O'Sullivan for the double next week.
Same for me too.
Very nice. Noah, g'day Noah. Sorry, can't look at the team at the moment. I did Edmonds to Germish, Pauga to O'Loughlin, and Finn to Sheeran this week. Beautiful. Lots of money in the bank.
Sheeran was a bit of a miss. If you didn't have her, you could have gone Saint, who I think was the St Kilda person, up to Sheeran for like $100,000. So if we didn't get Davey in, we didn't get Ramos in, we kind of killed our team last week. If we weren't chasing our tail, I think we would have had a few more good players coming in and some more upgrades on field, which is a bit disappointing.
Absolutely. G'day, Jen. How's it going?
What's up, Jen?
Apparently, Brennan might be out. Of course she is, just to put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, if she's out, like, cool. That, that's all I'm going to say. Like, just put everyone out. Just be like, stuff the double weeks. Just don't have my AFLW, press delete, I've never deleted a team before the season. I've stopped making content, but I've never deleted a team before the season. But, AFLW is trying my patience a little bit this year, Joe.
Oh, that guy went to my high school.
Well, there you go.
I'm just waiting to get a haircut. But the guy who walked out, I swear he went to my high school.
You should ask him to subscribe to the Centre Bounce.
Hey, Nathan, subscribe to the Centre Bounce, mate. What are you doing? Don't drive away in that Mazda. Oh, mate, unbelievable. Legend. G'day, legend. Forgot about AFLW games starting Tuesday because I was distracted with NBL, but luckily the C is on Riddell. Hey, nice. Back-to-back grand finals is a super effort. Really want Brisbane to win. Losing back-to-back premierships would be devastating. Oh, for sure. For sure. Darcy Fort held his own against Gorn in the semi-final 2 years ago. Oh, Tim, mate, you're underage. You don't have lots of money to be spending, and you shouldn't be giving it all to us, but we love you for it.
Spending all these McDonald's wages,
He lives in Whyalla, South Australia. Love to see it. Anyone in South Australia and nearby Tim, shout him an orange juice because the kid's a superstar. G'day, Michael. How's it going? And hi, all watching. Absolutely, you legend. Michael, hey, legends, hoping for a Lions victory on Saturday. As am I, man. I'm really hoping. I just don't like the Swans. I think the Swans talk too much. They blab too much. They complain too much. I think the Swans are very cocky and entitled. And I don't like Papsmere Papley. I don't like him a lot. I think he's way too over the top,
Papley. I've never heard that before.
Papsmere Papley. There you go. That's my nickname for him, the Papsmere. So I don't like him. I don't like him very much. I don't think he's got a great personality personally. The only one really on the Swans, who you love to watch, I think for me is Heaney. Obviously, you love to watch Heaney play. Yes, the He-Man, the Heaney man. Whereas with the Lions, you can't help but want Fagan to win. You just want Fagan. Do it for Fags.
That's it,
Oh,
right?
Joe, we just showed you guys that Essendon the edgy. You've come in right on time, Kai. You've come in right on time. I'm sorry, mate. I gotta say it. I have a bias, mate. I want the Lions to win. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your Swans, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
Look at Corsa. He went Heaney Norm Smith $13 2 weeks ago.
Well, there you go. You can't win the Brownlow, so might as well win the other one.
Mate, unreal. Jen, I was tossing up to bring in either Riddell or Garner, but ended up going with Garner. Ouch.
Yeah. Yep. I was saying to Joe, it's a bit sad because I think we have a possibility that Riddell with one captaincy is going to end up beating Gardner with two captaincies. So, yeah, kind of hurts, but always good to have both, I think, just in general. The North ladies had another dominating win, and I think they'll do the same thing this week against Richmond. So, At least that's something, right?
Yep. Gorn Mad, g'day Gorn. Stuffed my captain, thought they would tag Riddell for sure, but Lily Goss done a number on Garner. I went with Garner.
Yeah.
50-50 call. 50-50 call, mate. It's okay to support you guys, that's all. Oh, cheers, Tim. Just very depressed at the moment. Sorry. No, don't be sorry. Good on you. Good on you, Tim, for speaking out. You're an absolute that is strength. It is strength to admit that you're not all right, and it is strength to get the help that you need. You're not alone. You've got support networks, even though they might not be directly in front of you. A quick Google search, you will find that there are a lot of services around nearby that can help you. You'll be fine, Tim. 100%. You'll be fine.
100%. If you need anything, let us know. I work with a lot of people and can do referrals and all sorts as well. So you're not alone, mate. Don't need to worry about it.
Don't you worry, mate. There's more to life than footy. Kai, Swans will take the underdog, take and run with it. I think they'll run for sure. I think the problem is I think the Swans should be favourite. I haven't looked at the odds. I think the Swans should be favourite because in my mind I think that the Swans are more likely to win given the easy build-up that you've had to this grand final, 2 home finals. You walked over Port last week, who were absolutely deplorable. Meanwhile, the Brisbane Lions have had to bust their gut back-to-back weeks in a row. So I definitely think that you guys should be favourites for sure. Hey, hello.
Big J's in the studio when Joe's not here. What's going on?
Well, I'll be disappearing soon. I'm going to go get a haircut. When next you see me, I'll have less hair.
Yeah. How long does your haircut take normally? Can we get you back on the way, or are we expecting like an hour job?
Nah. I don't sit in there for an hour. Jeez, mate, I don't have that much hair. It'll be about half an hour. It'll be about half an hour, and then you guys will see the fresh result. Because obviously, in preparation for tomorrow night Fancast live show, where both of us will be there. If you haven't purchased your tickets already, get your tickets. And if you're not going to buy your tickets in advance, you can at least buy your ticket when you rock up at the door. Free food, free beers all night long. Hang out with us, have a good time. Get some of your things signed by some really famous ex-players. There's a lot of great things to go around.
Yeah, guys, get in. If you haven't already, just search up Fancast. All the information will be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, yeah, you take some photos with us or whoever. Just come down and spend a few hours talking shit, talking footy, doing whatever we're going to do. So, yeah, no longer. No worries.
Yep. Perhaps me will get wiped out on Saturday. Yeah, I hope so, Michael. I hope so. Michael, Monday night, watch Brownlow on TV and the Jack Buckley Award on the laptop. Buckley was closer and the wit better. Correct. Correct. All right. I might just let you take over for now, Jez, while I step into the barber, and hopefully be out by about 6:30ish. Hopefully, I'll be out, and I'll be able to rejoin you guys.
Tell them to do a quick buzz job. Done.
No buzz. Come on, get out of here. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you
Boys
soon.
and girls, I'll tell you something, boys and girls. I don't know how you guys feel about Katy Perry going to be there. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Good choice, bad choice for this weekend. It always feels like the AFL doesn't get the superstar people. Yes, she is a bit of a superstar, but she was a lot more famous 3 years ago than what she is now. Feels like she's got a bit off the rails. So, yeah, good choice, bad choice. Jen says, good choice. Cool. Hi, I'm Brandon. How you doing? Yeah, can't wait to be there at Fancast tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Get down, have some drinks, have some food. It's all free, obviously, if you buy a ticket. Looking at some of the latest news from today. So, yeah, let's have a bit of a look. What are we doing? Trades and whatnot. Few clubs looking at Ollie Lord. I know with some other players kind of coming in and potentially Jack Lukosius coming in, Lord might end up getting kicked out of a spot. So I wonder if a North Melbourne or a few other players might be able to, a few other teams might be able to get him. Let's have another look. Soldo, obviously off to St Kilda. Dan Houston, guys, where do you reckon Dan Houston goes? Are North Melbourne a bit of a chance? Or is it just Carlton? Let me know. Love Katy Perry. There you go. Loves himself a bit of Katy Perry. Grundy solo rucking against Fort has a pretty good record. Yeah. I mean, why not? Yeah. And the NRL one will be better with Kid Leroy, I think, as well. And yeah, I don't know. Katy Perry definitely has transcended a little bit, but Kid Leroy, kind of fits in a little bit. Thoughts on Caleb Daniel to North? It's an interesting one. North Melbourne, we're desperate for players in that 24 to 29 age range. But if you look at kind of our delistings, especially during COVID time and things like that, a lot of the players that we delisted would be around that age range now. And we need to start bringing in these guys because they're the powerhouse of the team. You can't expect your kids who are in their early 20s to be able to stand up the entire time. And that's kind of where these players are supposed to be there, right? Caleb Daniel to North, I think there's definite things he can offer, but he might not be the match winner that we potentially are looking for, but definitely a decent enough support player. He's kind of been dicked around a little bit by the Dogs, which means that, he could be on the outer if they find someone who wants him and will pay up a little bit for him. I don't think there's going to be any issue with being able to afford him on the trade table, but run him off halfback. We need link up. We need good ball users, especially between the halfback and the midfield, and then the halfback to the forward line. I know some people who will talk about a bit of Dan Houston after this as well. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I won't say no. If he wants to come, I won't say no. There's so many players that we've gone for over the years that we just haven't been able to get. So, yeah, if we finally actually get some names or some players through this trade period, I know we're going pretty hard for a lot of players. At least that's kind of the inside word. If that ends up being the case, cool. No dramas there. Do you think Houston is worth North's future first? There's two ways to look at this, right? Is Houston worth pick 2 or pick 3? Probably not. But if North believes that they're going to get better, then that pick 2 or 3 could end up being 4, 5, 6. I know we're desperate to get a few more wins, and Houston plus a few more players in, plus some more mature age, just from some maturity from some of our players, could push that a little bit higher up the rankings. I mean, it'd be our best season in like 5 years. So we'll see. The thing is as well, though, is that if we have our eyes on a couple of good free agents that potentially clubs could match, like restricted free agents, where the club can match, if we no longer have a first-round pick, they might not be as so inclined to match the picks. So I'm not sure what the tactic is going to be like, but yeah, we'll see what happens. If we've got a couple of players worked out, hopefully that's kind of the mindset. I think North need to do something similar to the Caleb Daniel. I posted up on Twitter, I posted up on Big Footy, talking about how, next year will be 3 years for Clarko, and he was only given 5. If North are stuck on the bottom again next year, I don't know if Clarko gets recontracted, to be honest. He's a good coach, no doubt. I just don't know if he gets recontracted. Like 5 years on the bottom of the ladder and nothing's changed. Like no players coming in, no emphasis, no trying something. Yeah. No trying something. Like something different outside of, oh, cool. The best thing North Melbourne fans have to look forward to is another top 5 pick. If your club was in the same situation, you wouldn't be very happy either. Perryman, yep. Most likely it comes to Collingwood. Kind of sucks because I would have loved him at North Melbourne, but we can't have everyone. Did a tour of their facility. Joe is off getting a haircut. He was on the stream just a tiny minute ago, maybe back at like 6:20, 6:30. We'll see. Tim, post up. Oh, Tim, post up your team. Let me know and I'll have a quick look. Let me pull up the AFLW fantasy. Oh, my team has not been that good, so don't ask for too much. Hopefully, maybe I can do it through my leagues. Hopefully in our league, and we'll have a look for you. Houston is not worth a pick inside the top. Yeah, it's a tough one because Houston will go to whichever club Port Adelaide get the reward for him. And I think value of a player is determined by where he's going, not necessarily by what pick or how he was as much in the other team. I mean, we're not getting a Jared Pollock, for example, or a Jared Pollock plus Pittard as well. So you're getting a 2-time All-Australian who we know the quality of player he is, how he accumulates, and just like the backline general. If North Melbourne this year come out and say, cool, we've got someone mature age in the forward line, might not be the best player, but can command respect at least to get a good defender on him and also push the young guys around and tell them where to go. Cool, we've done our job. If we can do something similar with a Parker in the middle that can also rest forward like he was doing with Sydney, cool, no worries. If we can do that with a Dan Houston and have him as that general in the back line, even if he takes all the kickouts like he does at Port Adelaide, or at least he was before Farrell and Evans and a few others came through. If we get that in a single year, that might be worth our first round pick, just to have that established kind of talent in there and say, cool, next year we don't have a first rounder. We've had, 8 or 9 in the last 3 years. Like, do we need any more? We'll see. Throw some money at a big free agent and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Hopefully they can kind of get the money. Looks like Sid Draper doesn't want to go. There you go. Oh, my mouse is being funny. I think Daniel is a better pickup and then strengthening your key position as your forward line. Yeah, and that's a big issue as well. I think that's where the darling comes in. I hope that we can do something with our pick 2, potentially, trade for 2 picks inside 10 or 12 if someone will take it. And then grab someone like an Armstrong. I think he's the one for us. If we can get, let's say, a Daniel or a Houston in the back line, a Parker for the midfield style of things, Darling for the forward line. I know there's some talk of a Constanti as a small forward that we might be looking at and a couple of other players. Harry Armstrong, have at you. Let's go. There you go. That was a Port bias, blah, blah, blah. Coming into Adelaide is going to be interesting as well. We'll see what happens there. Houston will go to Carlton, who will give pick 11 and a future second. Maybe. maybe, and that would be all right for them too. They need that type of player. They need the steadiness down the back, and I think that's what Houston does. If Houston played the semi-final, Port Adelaide would have run, like just straight up. He's just got that commanding presence and that soothing presence too, being like, cool, we don't need to be so stressed out. No worries. Oh, what's the Roos' best back six? I'm not sure who's going to be in the best back six, but I hope Luke McDonald is not in there. Next year and the years after that, we can't just give players spots in the 22 due to contract, really, and age. It all comes down to has to be coming down to the performance. And I think that's where Daniel plus Houston plus potentially other players pushing these older guys out of a spot is what needs to happen, because we need to start upgrading the best 22. That's just the way it is, straight up. North will have Darling, Teakle, Larky forward, and Load, Comben, Core. Yeah, potentially. I think there's some talk that we might be after Young from Carlton as well, so we'll see what happens. Will Dawson's definitely coming through. Goad can potentially come through as well. I want Luke Trainer. Yeah. There's some talk that his concussion issues might be a bit of a worry. And I prefer North not to bring in another first rounder with big hamstring issues or concussion issues or anything like that. And I think just having someone exciting, like an Armstrong or a key position forward, if it's not with our first pick, hopefully we can keep our pick two, so our second round pick, and then grab one from there. So, but we'll see what happens. D's to get Sam Laylaw. Yep, they need that help through the middle. Who was it that they were looking at? They've got GWS forward as well, who's coming in and said, yeah, I'll come to your club. I think they need it. I think that big body mid is someone that they're missing a little bit through there, or at least that gutsy young player, because Viney doesn't have much longer left, let's be honest. Petrarca, a couple more years. Oliver's 1 year less, I think, than Petrarca. Max Gorn's getting old as well, so need to start picking up those next level of players. Richmond trade pick 6 and 21. Ooh, I assume for pick 2. I really don't know. If we can do something with that pick 21 potentially, but I think we have to get 2 first rounders. We're not going to give you guys pick 1, pick 2, and then like still have 15, 16, whatever. I just don't think it's going to happen. G'day, Big Maxi. Good to see you back. Yep, there you go. Big Max is here. Rue should give up 40 and 3 for, yep, done, 100%. If we get Darling for pick, 64, and then give up 40 for Parker and Costanti, I'd do that. I'd do that in a heartbeat. We need Gota there for sure. Talking about backline, the interesting thing and the thing that I don't like about North's backline with Gota and Bergman and Hardiman, they're just not proven. I would prefer if we can make a solid enough best 22 where they don't play and they force a calling into the team due to their performance, not just being like, cool, okay, I'm in the team because I'm in the team. Like when that starts to happen, then we get cooked because they can't play 20. They can't play 4 quarters. They can't play more than 5 games without being tired for the whole entire season. Huge injury worries. I'd rather Gota get 35 in the VFL team for the next 5 weeks, and then he comes in on form, than just coming in because he's just coming in. Wade Durskin. Yep, there you go. Carlton will try getting pick 12 from Gold Coast. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it. My question is, right, Bello, if North's future first, if Carlton is giving up their future first for pick 12, would Gold Coast not just take North's future first for pick 12? Like, our future first is going to be better than Carlton's. I don't understand. It's like getting a Mazda and then getting like a Ferrari. Your Ferrari is always going to be better. Just get the shitter team's future first. So Gold Coast trade us, we get pick 12, and then we get that to Houston. Like, better for Gold Coast. Durskin to the D's, let's go. Potentially, but he's been doing very, very well in key position and key forward, kicking a lot of goals in the VFL. And I think you guys, Melbourne, definitely need it. Tom McDonald's not the answer. He's got one year to go. There was a lot of talk about Peter Wright. I don't know what's happened with that because maybe it's fallen off a bit. Melbourne need a lot of help. Melbourne definitely need a lot of help. And if you've got another good young player to develop and age at the same time as Van Ruin, you're onto a winner there. I'm pretty sure Suns were going to give up future first. So, yeah. Sydney probably going to leverage this being a deep draft. Cool. Yep. 100%. It could be what gets Parker and Costanti across as well. This draft is going to be a good one. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good one. There's going to be a lot of good players. A lot of good players. It's good for Supercoach because that means we're going guns and rookies. There's a few good mature ages as well. So look out for your Humphreys and all these type of quality level players. Not mid-season, but you might even be able to start them. Werribee would give a lot of teams a decent run for their money if they had enough time to train like the AFL players do. They're just very good. They beat North Melbourne. They beat quite a few others. So, yeah, it works out quite well for them. Dirk's going to get 100%. Clary just turned 27. Yep. My statement was more in 2 years, Tom McDonald's gone, Max Gorn's probably gone, a few of these other guys have gone, and then Clary's 29. And then 29 turns into 30 pretty quick. And are we expecting Clary to play till he's like 35? Maybe. I don't know. There you go. Suns would be good. Yep. Suns would be mad not to take our future first over North's future first. And that's the big thing. North 100% need to do something. We need more picks inside the first round this year, and then start throwing them at players and see who sticks. Houston's one. You know, if we can do it, why would they trade with Gold Coast? Unless clubs hate us that much that they would rather take the free wins every year than actually make us look better. Yeah, well, we'll see. Yes. Yeah. Travis Luke, our future first for pick 12 is what I've heard. Yeah, North, North would be better selection. Goody loves Petty at forward. Mate, they should have traded Petty for those 2 first rounders from Adelaide 2 years ago when Adelaide came calling and said, hey, come and take our first round picks. Let's make that happen. Yeah, it's not not great. Sydney only going to take 4 or 5 selections across the national rookie draft. Potentially, I think there's a lot of very good mature age players especially through the Stanford, but also through the VFL that Sydney would do very, very well in bringing in. The quality of their young talent and their best 22 is really strong. And at that point, you don't go after development players. You go after players who can bolster that. So if you've got an injury, the quality of the team doesn't get hurt. That's what hurt Collingwood, right? Their best 22 is good. But when players start to get injured, the guys replacing them just aren't very good. They're still young kids. They still take time. Maybe they miss goals in front of forwards. Maybe they can't even take a mark compared to established players. It's no good. If you're competing, that's why Geelong's so strong, right? Because their best 22 is decent. And then the players they keep bringing in, one kid, 1 or 2 kids, the rest of them are all mature ages. Humphreys, for example, came out of nowhere and was just like, yep, I'm ready to go, done. Because he's mature ager. He's done it before in the state leagues and he's good. There's a few of these type of players that when you're competing, that's how you continue it on and that's how you make the team better. Because when they come into the 22, it's about the guys returning from injury to kick them out. And the competition's always fantastic. No free games. No, I don't believe so. I'm not sure what's happening with Jason McCartney. I think some of his kids might be there. I know River Stevens is in this year in the draft, small forward, probably come with a late pick or a rookie pick. So I don't think there's anyone in there. There you go. Rivers McNee. It's building. It doesn't scream success, but it's definitely building. So Melbourne could have got pick 6 and pick 8. Imagine that. Petty's not even he's probably worth a second rounder now, but yeah, Melbourne could have got 2 fantastic things. And I think that's the problem with someone like a Melbourne and a few of these other clubs is when a player says, I want to go home, you really have to look at how strong they are. And you look at a Petty, he was okay outside of the year when he went bang. but he wasn't a big winner. I 100% would have said, cool, Petty, go home. We'll get 2 first-rounders. Winner. No dramas. Yeah, Petty is so crap. He got 3 votes. Yeah. For a third. I don't know if they are going after him, but he's not going to command the salary and the picks like he did a couple of years ago. Humphreys over Radigalia. Yep. Radigalia is great if you can just give him the ball and mark. When he can't even do that, he struggles. He commands a defender on the field. He's more of a confidence type player. So when he's on fire, he'll kick a couple of goals. Cool. But he just struggled. Just really struggled. Sydney just don't have list spots available as they have a lot of development players. Yep. And that's where losing guys like Costanti won't hurt them as much because they do have a lot of players coming through. And that's where a lot of clubs have come in and said, cool, we'll give you some picks for your players. We want to play them. They want to play. They'll leave for opportunities, which is something they won't get because no way he's going to kick Papley out of that forward line and a few others. So, yeah, there's opportunities there for a lot of these players. Tom Murphy. I don't know if Corey will remember because he's a North fan, but Tom Murphy used to play for North Melbourne. Was okay. I think he had a few ankle and some other injuries as well, which meant that he did get delisted, but he's gone back to the state leagues and he's actually done quite well from my understanding. So, yeah, not too bad. I think he's due for an opportunity as well. So, yeah, kind of second run of things. A little bit like Corey Wagner, who we know, super coach a couple of years ago and then coming through this year as well. He's doing okay. Petty Petty was looking. Okay. Couple of bags until he went down. Oh, there you go. 3-year deal. Aidan McCarthy. Yep. And there you go. And that's the big thing. And that's what happened with Blakey as well. I don't know if he comes to North Melbourne. To be honest, those Sydney guys, they got their hooks in. They say, cool, you're in Sydney. Yep, you're doing well. Done. We'll see. I think McCarthy has 2 kids potentially who are up for grabs. So maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but I hope he picks North. I know North are definitely trying to put a lot of stuff into him. He always comes to the father-son games. He always comes to those kind of things. So maybe that's going to help bolster him a little bit. We'll wait and see till next year. Petty was only just above Snap yet. Yeah, Petty is not good. Costanti is behind Wicks, Hamley, Cleary, who are all on the side behind Papley. Yeah, it's and that's something that North, I'll go back to North a little bit, but that's something that North hasn't had for a long time is good quality of players. We've just basically delisted Curtis Taylor, and we'll use him as an example. We just delisted him, and he, that's all I can say basically. If he was at another club, we'd be trading him for a 3rd rounder, for a 4th rounder, for something. But similar to Mason Wood, basically just gets delisted. He'll get picked up somewhere else. He'll be an okay player, but the quality of our development just means that we should be getting draft capital, basically, for these players we're delisting, especially the ones that have been in our system for 5 years, and we're just not. And that's a big thing that's really hurting us. Compared to, I'll go back to Constanti, I'll go back to a few of these other players. Brandon Parfitt, someone will take him and probably give up a pick, or potentially could have if there was, offers for him. A few of these other players in similar positions as well. Let me see. Yep. Tom Murphy drafted to North in 2016. I'm pretty sure it was 2016. My mouse is playing fun things. Petty, the defender, is elite. Petty, the forward, was only good for 3 weeks in 2023, kind of almost got you pick 8 and pick 6. So, one of those last form type things, right? I think Zach Fisher's in a similar position when he came to North. It was like, cool, 5 or 6 weeks of playing well at half back. Got him a big contract at North Melbourne and a pick in the 20s for Carlton. So it's not bad. Sydney Unchained Brisbane, obviously injury change. Yeah, I think so as well. I think Josh Rotham, if we've got any Essendon fans, I know Joe's got his little cohort going on in the channel, will be fantastic for them. I remember him in Supercoach, kind of a good player, but always stuck behind McGovern and had some injury concerns. So if he's actually fit and firing, not too bad. Tomlinson has caught Collingwood's attention, so going to be an interesting one there as well. I think Collingwood's trying to bolster their team a little bit with more established players because, as I was saying earlier, right, that really, really hurt them. I'm bringing in kids to cover full players and expecting to still win because you still have Pendlebury, you still have Crisp, you still have the quality of good players, but it's that bottom, like 14 onwards, that really, really hurt them on field. Throw a few more established players in there. Jack Martin head to either Fremantle or Geelong. I think Geelong would be fantastic. I think they've got, a few players in there who have done similar things, come off injuries, and still performed really well. And I think Jack Martin just kind of adds another quality of talent to that list. It's kind of an older Shy Bolton, maybe with a little bit of the talent, but not as much with the endurance and the durability. If they can get Jack Martin right, they're getting a winner for that kind of delisted kind of position. So, yeah, very, very, very happy if I was them. If they can get him right and he comes across. I don't think he plays at Freo, to be honest. I think he ends up being depth, and then that's it. Yeah. And I think they're going after him because potentially Shy Bolton is not going to go to them. He might go to West Coast. We're probably offering Shy Bolton a couple of Hungry Jacks franchises to come across. So, always love that passive income, especially after you finish playing. Tom Campbell heading over to the Saints. Who was cut by the Saints is points to join Melbourne. So I think with Melbourne, there were some times throughout the season, especially when Max Gawn got injured, where their just depth hurt them quite a lot. Losing Grundy and kind of never planning to have another ruckman developing for a while really, really hurt them in that sense. Ever since I almost want to say since they got rid of Bruce and Bruce went to GWS is when it really kind of came in. So Tom Campbell can still play. Maybe he plays forward. Maybe he's just there. He's just tall. Coverage, kind of break glass type situation. It's not bad. I don't expect Max Gawn to be on the same level as what he was this year, next year. So players get older, and we saw kind of him coming along a little bit. Connor Stone potentially there. Isaac Cumming heading off to Adelaide, I'm pretty sure. Perryman and James Peatling kind of working out what they're doing. Nick Haynes heading off to Carlton, so that's going to be fun. And then O'Halloran is working out if he's going to come to the Bulldogs. And yeah, I just remember him not being able to kick many goals in the final series. So, excuse me. Hopefully, they're not spending much to get him in. 6:19. We might get Joe coming back soon, which would be very interesting there. Anyone got any questions while we're here? Sorry. Joe Richards, will he stay at the Pies or leave? Now, ideally, I think he stays. They need him in the team. But if there's a big offer, because we've seen what he can do, if there's a big offer coming from another club, I think he's gone. I think it ultimately hurts them a little bit. So they need his level of quality development to come through. Players are getting older. Jamie Elliott is getting older, as Jen would be able to know. And I think he's, will be okay. Cumming will be good for Supercoach. There you go. Was surprised to see Sheeran not suspended. Yeah, there you go. Tim, mate. Tim, where is this Cheetah Cubs? How do I even look it up? Let me try and figure it out. I'm trying to find it in the thing. Tim's gone crazy, boys. Rankings, maybe? How do I search, boys and girls? Let me know how to search. Tell me how to search and I'll find it. Let me see if the teams are up for the grand final. Ooh. Here we go. The teams are up. Let's have a quick look. Done. Oh, is that better for us? Yeah, that works. The teams are up. So obviously Big O's not in, and there is talk about Mills not being in either. So it sucks for both. Brisbane has confirmed the recall for Darcy Fort. We knew that was going to happen. Swans forward Logan McDonald will play. So rolled his ankle, but still going to play. Dane Rampy is there, and then Lockie Neal captain. Taylor Adams misses again. Bit sad, especially for him. He came over to Sydney for more opportunity, obviously to go home and whatnot, but yeah, kind of hurts a little bit. Robbie Fox and McKenna were substitutes. I think they're in the extended bench. I wonder if they're going to show the teams. Oh, this does not look good. This does not look good. Let's make it better. Matches, fixture, grand final. And then we'll go into AFLW. And I'm going to cry because I think a few of my players are out as opposed to Corey, who makes me cry. Corey, I hate your face. Can I just get the team? I just want the teams, bro. What is going on? That's what I want. Done. That is our grand final, boys and girls. Dane Rampy, McCartan Blakey, fullback for Sydney. Jake Lloyd, Cunningham, Melican, halfback for Sydney. James Jordan, Chad Warner, Ollie Florent in the centre. Luke Parker, future North Melbourne player. Logan McDonald, Errol Goulden as half forwards. Papley, Armadi, and Haywood as forwards. Now, looking at this team so far, Armadi has really, really been a surprise packet. And I think he will be again today. If he can, well, not today, you know what I mean, on Saturday. If he can hold off Harris Andrews, if they can keep the players away, Armadi could be the second coming of Buddy Franklin. I know people are going to laugh. They're going to cry, whatever at me. But Armadi's not a bad player. If he's got that confidence up, if they kind of tackle Logan McDonald for a while, we'll see what happens. Oh, I'm so bellow. Don't make me cry. I think I've got a donut in AFLW today. Brody Grundy, obviously. Ruck for Sydney, Heaney and Rowbottom as the followers. Matt Roberts, Campbell, McInerney, McLean, and Robbie Fox as the interchange. Now, I have a feeling it's going to be Robbie Fox as number 23. I think the other guys just kind of do what they need to do, and they can run out games a little bit more than Fox. I think it will either be Fox or McInerney as the interchange, but I have a feeling it will be Fox. For the Brisbane team, Zorko, Harris, Andrews, and McKenna, fullbacks. Now, I know Joe does not like McKenna, but coming over from Adelaide, from Essendon, it has worked out quite well for him. They didn't give up much for him. Came back from overseas, came into the team. The guys played a grand final. So, bloody fantastic. Darcy Wilmot, Payne, and Lester as the halfback line. And if I had gone into the season, let's pretend it's February, March, and I said Wilmot, Payne, and Lester, people are going to say, who's this? Mate, they're playing a grand final. Fletcher, Will Ashcroft, and McCluggage as the centre. Rayner, Danaher, and Berry as half forward. And Charlie Cameron, Hipwood, and Zach Bailey. Now, my Brisbane player that I have two Brisbane players that I think are going to go big or need to go big for them to win. Potentially, I want to say two, but I'm going to say Ashcroft as well. So Ashcroft, honourable mention. But Berry and Zach Bailey need to go big. This is the time where those two step up, where they say, thanks for everything. Thanks for the loyalty you've been giving me. Thanks for everything that's been happening. We're going to carry you guys to a grand final. We're going to carry you to a win. Fagan's going to get his trophy. It's going to be fantastic. They're the two players that need to step up. I think you get everything. You kind of know what you're going to get from the rest of them. those two are the ones that really need to step up and can be the difference maker. Zach Bailey through the middle is going to be fantastic. If Berry can kind of do things through the middle when he's in the center bounces, but also just kicking goals and kind of setting players up, he's so bloody underrated and gettable. Unfortunately, a couple of years ago when he was on the outer and no one put in a big enough bid to get him, and you could have had the quality of good player that he is right now. So, yeah. Darcy Fort, Dunkley, and Neil as your middle followers. Loman, Archie, Logan Morris, Starfish, and Answorth. Some people in the chat are saying that Morris will most likely be the sub, potentially. I think he's the one that goes the sub as well. How you doing, Joe? Let's see your nice haircut. Put your head in front of the camera. We get to see Joe's nice haircut.
What do you reckon?
Joe's flashy haircut, boys and girls. There we go.
What do you reckon? What do you think? I don't know if you could see it or not, but yeah, let me know what you think.
Not too bad. Bit flash. We got fresh cut from Kai. There we go. We're just talking about the game. I mentioned that I think Marty is the one from Sydney that needs to go big for them to win, or at least a big difference maker. If you can step up and be that confidence player, they're okay. And then I said for Brisbane, Zach Bailey and Berry being those two players as well. Joe, what do you reckon?
I agree. What were the official changes to the sides?
Well, it's just McInerney. That's it. So
that's it.
Big O's out, and then Darcy Fort's in.
Oh, mate, it's going to be very interesting. Look, my head still says Sydney, but my heart firmly with the Lions at this point.
Yeah, fair enough. Moving over to the AFLW, and I think there's a few players that are out this week. One that we both have that I hate that you made me pick her at the start of the season. I hate your face.
Who?
You'll see. What am I doing wrong? Team lineups. That's what I'm doing wrong. Cool. So the first two games have happened, obviously, Thursday. So we got Presparkis in for Geelong, Caitlin Thorne out, Fellows in, and Hipwell out for Hawthorn. I don't think there's anything really big there. Lucy Wales as the follower, obviously. She's going to be ruck. And then Darby as ruck. Pretty easy. I think Friswell is lined up on a wing. So I'm not sure if that's good or bad for her. We'll see. Maloney, I remember her from last year being quite well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Matea Breed, I hate your face. No, you're a good player, and I'm upset that I got rid of you in fantasy.
Yeah.
What
you doing, mate?
What you doing, mate? Joe says. Holy smokes! What are you doing, mate?
I've got some Ford territory jumping in front of me as I'm trying to cross the road. What the heck is going on?
Well, there you go. So Ford territory done, boys and girls. I'm losing my mouse because I don't think it likes the string. From Collingwood, Benici, Pan, and Georgia Clark in. Shoot. I'm going to call it shoot. Fowler and O'Leary Morris out. Unlucky. Atkinson. I love that name. Murian. We'll see. And then from Gold Coast, Lucy Single, Brasha Chishian up. Sorry, guy. Dupai, and then Fullerton in. And then McConville, Lynch, Membry's gone. And then Kiara Basha is out. Followers, Rowbottom still there. It's Bella versus Frederick, as we know. Just glad Daisy Darcy's playing because I know a few people.
Let's go, Dizzy. Come on.
She's not going to play. So, yeah, she's playing this week. Who do you have for Geelong Hawthorn, Joe?
I'm going to say Geelong.
Okay. Yeah, I think so as well. That's kind of my pick. Collingwood Gold Coast. I think we're going Gold Coast, right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, Collingwood's on a bit of a bad run. Remos is named in the interchange, so I know a few people got sucked into picking her, similar to myself. So yeah,
and me.
Yep. What is up with my mouse? No changes for Essendon. So where's Gay named? Give me a sec.
She's in the back line.
No, not according to this.
Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on.
Gay named. 1 sec. Gay is named half forward, Joe.
No, it doesn't matter. Team sheets doesn't even matter. Come on, bro. Who cares what their name?
There you go. Gay's named half forward, but what can you do? From Melbourne, Lily Johnson is in. Paxman is in. Hopefully that doesn't affect Godric too much. Zanka and Mackin are out. So it's Wales versus Campbell in the ruck. Yeah, I reckon Melbourne are going to win, unfortunately. I think Essendon, Gay's a good player because they just kept scored on all the time. So it kind of sucks that way, but I think Melbourne win. Pretty fair to say, Joe, or no? You're going for the other team?
Yeah, I agree. Melbourne to win this one.
So heading over to St Kilda versus Freo. Stewart, Simpson, and Friend in. We know Ella Friend. She's not my friend. She's not your friend. Me and her have a hate relationship, unfortunately. She doesn't know who I am, but you know how it is. Where is number 12? Serene Watson is still named. That's fantastic.
I can't believe I traded her out.
Lane, Boyd, and Karras out for St Kilda. Kikoak, Steph, and Michaela. Michaela, I'm going to butcher your name. Tuaha Karina. All right, cool. Done. Jay Flynn ties out, and Gabby O'Sullivan because she got suspended. So, yeah. Who did I bring in? Who did I bring in this week? Because what's his face? Corey told me to bring her in. Let me quickly check. Boys and girls. Let me see if all my players got named. I'm going to be upset if they aren't. Ooh. Okay, Hetherington. Hetherington's going to play. So good. Why are people saying Brennan's not named? She good. Is she out or is she not named? Let me see. Yeah, St Kilda versus Freo. I assume you're going Freo, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Freo's in. Bulldogs versus Sydney. Now, Bulldogs go in with an unchanged side, which is cool. Edmonds is no longer the ruck. Georgia Borg is the ruck. So maybe that's kind of out what's happened. We'll see. Yep. People are saying Brennan's out the second game. Thanks, Joe. Morford is named full forward. Hamilton is named the ruck. I'm not sure if they're doing a dodgy or not, but Hathuga, Morford, Vale, and Shepherd in for Swans. Brianna Tarrant, Collier, Davies, and Whelan are out. So Lucy McAvoy, hopefully you can have a better game than you had before. Dogs versus Sydney, Joe.
Sydney.
Done. Sydney. I think Sydney's going to win too. This is not fun. All right, this is what people are talking about and why Big J is not happy. Brunton, Sherry Law, Shannon, and McGrath in. I don't think any of them really play. Potentially Brunton, but I'm not sure. So Bruton, you know what I'm saying, boys and girls. Bruton. Sherry Law should play as well. So I'm not sure who's out yet. We'll see. Tripodi can't be out because that'd make me very upset. Poppy Kelly in. Reed in. Charlie Ryan in. Eastman and Woods. Pete Shevlin is out. And your girl, Katie Brennan, is out, Joe. So, yeah. Thanks for Katie Brennan. Who scored me 180, a bunch of 50s, a 30, and now she doesn't even get the double week. And that's the only reason why we only kept her for the double week. Like, come on, mate. What are you doing? Not great.
Season over. Season over.
Yeah,
the season is over.
AFLW's done for us. That's all right.
Yep.
We let someone else. I already got a hat. For AFLW. I'll let Corey get one this year. That's all right. North's going to win. North's going to slap him. So, in the bin. GWS versus West Coast. We have Fleur Davies, Murphy, Miller, and Bradford in. Pauga is out. Joe. So I know a few people still have a Pauga. I currently do not have a Pauga.
Season over. Over.
Pauga is gone. I have 3 donuts this week. No, I don't have 3 players out or 4 if you're including Finn. 4 players out and only 1 donut. So I guess that's okay for me.
Season over, mate.
It is O'Dowd. So at least O'Dowd's still playing versus Tess Lions. Should have picked a few West Coast players from last week. Would have been doing well. Roos, Bushby, Goranova, and Webb in, and then Sophie McDonald out. Georgia Cleaver, mate. Hopefully you can get more than 3 points compared to what you did last week. That sucked. You made me so sad. I think we're going GWS, right, Joe? Or are you going to go West Coast?
Oh, I'm going to go GWS.
Alrighty. And then, a couple more games to go. Brisbane, no players out yet. Just extended bench.
Fly through them. I have to go toilet.
That's all right. Peters, Yoshida Martin, Lutkins in, Van Hagen, Boilier, Ballard, and Custerman in. Brooks Smith out for Adelaide. I think we're going to go Brisbane. Pretty sure, Joe?
Nah, Adelaide.
You reckon Adelaide? I'll go Brisbane then. I've just dropped Marinoff, so you know she's going 200 just to spite me. Port versus Carlton. Yeah, that's the last game. And then we'll be done for today, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Ballard, Stewart, Levecki, and Kirk in, Kirsty Lamb out. BT, Lawson, Tarvin, Halfpenny, and Finn in. So, Finn, you stink because you were out out for the first game, in for the second, so we can't even change you on field. So, yeah, not too bad. Abby Mackay out. I think I'm going to go... Maybe I go Carlton for this game. I don't think there's going to be many points scored, but I think maybe Carlton's going to win. What do you reckon?
I'll go with Port. Stuff it.
All right, going with Port for them.
My trades for this week, for people who are wondering, I went Marinoff to Riddell, Davey to Garner, and Geordie Allen, a downgrade to Lawson Tavan. So hoping that she can do well for a double game week. But yeah, I traded out Marinoff to get Riddell and had her as captain. So I was pretty happy about that.
And Gone Mad, we can help you get a hat. Because here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work, so you guys don't have to. We have lots of fun. Jump down to Fancast tomorrow. It's going to be great. You can kill the sports club. You can buy your tickets there or buy them online. 7 o'clock start. Few footy players, lots of celebrities, lots of super coach people in fantasy football. It's going to be a lot of fun. Joe's going to be there with his fresh haircut. And I'm sure if you're nice to him, he will take a photo. So there you go. All right, guys. Catch you later. Go Brisbane. Joe's saying go Brisbane and Sydney. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun time. Catch you guys
Enjoy
later.
The footy, guys.
We'll see you on Monday. We'll do recap, talking about some trades, whatever happens, and AFLW. Because here at the Centre Bounce again, Joe, what do? We
do the hard work and we get the fresh haircut so that you don't have to. Bye for now.
You guys can still get haircuts though. Like, don't feel like you can't get no haircuts. Like, no, still.